In order to analyze your NMR data, you're going to need NMR software. The software provided by Dr. Lee for the department is called Delta. There are other software available for free, but those are not going to be supported by the department. If you would like to download Delta, you can download it for a Mac or PC. It is not supported on any other version. There are different versions of the software available, and if you would like to see if there are other versions available for your computer, Dr. Lee can help you with that, and you would contact her at her email address at dbromfield@flsouthern.edu. She has the site license for the campus, and she's the only one who can be able to give you more information on that. If you are struggling to run the software or install the software, please contact the tech center. They're most able to help you with any computer issues or software related issues. Oftentimes with any software, your computer might need to have permission to use that software, and this is especially true with Macintosh computers. So if you would like to use the Delta software, which is highly recommended because this is where your NMR videos on how to use the software is going to be based, you can download it, and I'll show you where that is in a bit. You'll have a link to downloading it from Microsoft OneDrive, which is the platform that this school uses. And so to run the software, once you download it, you're going to have a license key. That license key will be in your electronic notebook, usually where your manual or that information about NMR is. And so you will have access to that software for free through Dr. Lee. Now, to access the software, there's going to be a link to a folder that will open up, and in that folder you'll see multiple things. You'll see the different organic classes, Organic 1 and Organic 2. You'll see a link to the NMR software. You'll see a link to where you can get standards for comparison if you want to use those for your lab. If you're just curious and looking through old data, there's old data there, although it might not be organized by the same units or even the same titles. But if you're just curious, you want to download things, that's where you'll find it. This is also where your IRs will be, and this will be where your IR data for comparison. More on the software will be in a playlist that you'll have available to you. But for us, we need the NMR software, and in the folder you'll have a Mac version and a Windows version. There'll also be any information that I have on obtaining the software or any files. So for instance, I had a student who had NMR directions that he wanted to share, so that's in there, as well as any other user guides or tutorials will be in this folder. So for instance, if you're a Windows user, you will see versions of the program in here. It's going to take a while to open. There are two different versions, and it depends on your computer which works best for you. Version 4, in my personal opinion, is the best. Version 5 is what most people end up being able to run on their computers. I have recorded each one of these versions so that you can see what they look like when you use them. And the same with Macs. Now, Macs tend to be a little bit more complicated in terms of setting up these, because you will have to almost 100% of the time grant your computer permission to run software that's not in the App Store for Macs.
Depending on your computer, you'll have to know where those files are going to be saved. Now, one of the things that happens with some versions of the software is that it doesn't automatically open the files for you, and if that is the case, then you're going to need to find where it saved your file. For the rest of you, it may automatically open. Now you'll notice that in my file, it also popped up no product key. If you did not have your product key put in, it will actually lock you out of the software every 15 minutes, which is highly inconvenient. So obtain your product key from your lab manual, and in this case, this is my product key. Just type in the numbers one after the other. You'll notice that you won't be able to click within the boxes, or it doesn't look as if you are. Don't worry, it is actually writing your information in. Once you've done, you hit save, and now it's set. Now you have to close the program and reopen it for it to work. Now I have two sets of software on my computer. I have version 5 and version 4 of the Delta software. I mostly work with the version 4 of the software because it has most of the buttons that you need a little bit more obvious. But I'm going to have two different videos for whichever software you have.